Well, this is about restoring the integrity of our democratic process. And as I was just saying during the nomination meeting, this is going to be a long march. The Conservatives are delaying. They're trying to be tactical about this. But you know what? This isn't about the regular sort of cynical type of politics we've seen in Canada. It's not about partisanship. It's not about political parties. It's about the integrity of our democracy. That's what this is about. And that's what was shattered. Something was shattered. Something broke in Canada during the last election campaign. And we pieced it together here in Etobicoke-Centre. As I was saying to some of the seniors, when I found out what happened here in this building, I felt it in the pit of my stomach. What kind of person yells at seniors as a political tactic to try to disenfranchise, to shut down a vote, to shut down a senior's residence vote? You know, my goodness, this is Canada. A year ago, if someone had said, do we need election observers in Canada, it would have been laughable. Today, when I'm door knocking, people say, you know, maybe we need observers to oversee. That's awful. In our country, in our Canada, to have come to that point, that's what this election is going to be about. It's restoring people's confidence and restoring the integrity of the system. Well, of course, the big issue locally is always healthcare. We have a higher than average medium age here. We have a lot of seniors in this particular riding, and there will be all of those particular issues. The issues about Canada Pension, the issue. But this by-election is a very particular type of by-election. It's not because somebody resigned. It's not because someone passed away. This is a by-election about our democracy. What went wrong? And people now realize that it wasn't just Etobicoke-Centre. In politics, things don't happen in a vacuum. And they know it's happened across the country. So it might be a by-election in Etobicoke-Centre, but it's about restoring democracy and democratic process. And that's going to be the big issue. And I've been knocking on doors, and that's all people want to talk about. They experienced it here. It was their, it's in their community. And there were layers of this. There were layers. There was the calling that took place in weeks before the election. And we have an email that was sent during the election. A gentleman on a Sunday, late on a Sunday night, emails and says, Boris, we've always voted for you, we like you, but my wife and I will not vote for you if we get one more call tonight. 3 times you've woken up our babies. And in the margin, my campaign manager wrote, we never called here April 16th. We called once on April 11th. We had those kind of calls. We had calls election day. One of our campaign workers in one of the community housing projects called our campaign offices asking, has the location of the vote changed? Because I've now had a series of doors where people say they've been called and told that there's a different vote location for us. So you had that sort of vote suppression. Then you had actual polls shut down. Today I laid out the information about 2 polls. And these aren't our allegations. These are allegations made by Elections Canada officials in sworn affidavits. We've proven in Superior Court our allegations that there were ballots in the box that should never have been there. And it was just on a sampling of 10 polls. Less than 5%. There were over 200 polls in the riding. And less than a 5% sampling, 79 ballots that should never have been in the box were proven. So there are layers and layers to what took place. And we know we were one of the targeted ridings. And as I said earlier, in politics, things don't happen in a vacuum. It's hard to believe that one or two people thought this up in the last couple of days of an election campaign and then put it into motion. It's only in comics that evil geniuses come up with things of this sort. This election is about fixing the system, and hopefully fixing it before the next federal election, because this cannot happen again in Canada.